Hey y'all, it's Lindsay. So I'm going to do a quick video on how to get rid of your nose piercing bump. If you are anything like me, you have had these things before, you've struggled with them, they're nasty, they're aggravating, they stick out so big on your face. People will probably ask you about them hundreds of times. What is that on your face? Is it infected? Does it hurt? What happened? It's really aggravating and frustrating. Definitely know the feeling because I have always struggled with them as well. First and foremost, this is my fourth nose ring that I've had since I was 18. I had three times done on the right side. The first two fell out because I had the straight piece of jewelry and it swelled so bad that it actually pushed up and the hole on the inside closed and I couldn't push it back through. The third time I had to take it out for a job that I had gotten, and so this is actually the fourth time I've had my nose pierced, and I actually went on the left side this time because the first three were on the right side. I figured I'd give that side a break and I'd switch to this side. So everything went great. I got it pierced probably a little over a month ago, so it's probably been maybe 5 weeks or so since I've had it pierced, since I got it pierced. Just like it was on the right side. Everything was fine. Everything went well. Probably about 3 weeks into the piercing, the bump started to form. And I was like, oh no, not again. Because I had one every single time on the right side and I could just never get rid of it. It was so frustrating because I cleaned it well. I took very good care of it. I hardly ever touched it. And so I was wondering where this came from. How do I get rid of it? It's so frustrating. It doesn't feel good. And it looks crazy. I mean, it was a huge bump right on the front part of my nose ring. And it was so noticeable. And dealing with the public at work, it's kind of frustrating because everybody asks you, what's wrong, what's wrong? So before I tell y'all what I did, I am a strong advocate for doing exactly what your piercer, tattoo artist, whoever tells you to do. I followed the exact regimen that my piercer told me to use, and it worked within maybe 4 or 5 days. The bump was completely gone. So before you search all your YouTube videos and do all that, message your piercer, call them, however you need to do it. Your piercer is hopefully, a highly trained professional, knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about, knows the equipment that they use to pierce you with, and knows the aftercare products and procedures that you need to be using. So I would definitely message them first or contact them first, however way you want to do it, before you do your YouTube searching. So I'll basically just break it down really quick with what I did. So the very first time that I noticed the bump, I asked my piercer exactly what I should do. He sent me a regimen. So what I did was I went out and went shopping. Got some sea salt. This is what I used. It's not, I think it's non-iodized sea salt. So it has to be iodide free. And I got this at Food Line. It has to be sea salt. So that's what I got for that. And you're also going to need to get aspirin. I know it sounds crazy. Some of you might have heard about this regimen before and thought, oh, there's no way that's going to work. I promise you it works. I promise. But you have to be faithful with it. You have to be diligent. You have to work hard. You have to do it every single night. There were so many times I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm lazy. I want to go to bed. I just don't feel like doing this. I promise if you stick to it and you do it faithfully, your bump will go away. I promise. Because I thought the same thing. I had that bump on this side for 4 years when I had my nose done the third time. Never went away. I did everything I could think of. Never went away. But this actually really did work within about 4 or 5 days. It was completely gone. So what you do is get you some sea salt and some warm water and mix it up. I used a shot glass for the salt water solution. Because it's taller and the top of the glass was easy to kind of put my face in. It's not comfortable at all, but you have to put your face in. I'll just pretend this is the shot glass. You have to put your face in sideways and let your nose ring soak for about 10 minutes. It's not fun at all. And it's kind of uncomfortable, but that salt and the warm water will definitely help shrink that bump down. Let that air dry. Do not pat it dry. Do not touch it at all. Let it air dry. That's very important as well. And then you're going to make an aspirin paste. I use probably 2 aspirin at a time in like a little measuring cup or however you want to do it. Just a couple drops of water, crush up your aspirin, and make a little paste with a Q-tip. Always use a Q-tip. Don't use your fingers. Don't use any kind of tissue or anything like that. Use the Q-tip. And then you're just going to kind of use the Q-tip and the paste and just kind of blot it right onto your bump. And what I would do is I would put a Band-Aid over my nose ring so I knew for a fact that the aspirin was not going to go anywhere and wouldn't smear my pillow, it wouldn't rub off or anything like that. So I did a Band-Aid and covered it. So you do your sea salt solution twice a day for soaks for about 10 minutes. I'm telling y'all, it's not comfortable, it's not fun, but it really does help. I did maybe not even a teaspoon of salt. You don't want to use too much salt because that could really irritate your piercing. So make sure it's just a little bit of salt and a little bit of warm water into a shot glass. That's what I would do. It was easier to kind of hold my nose into it. And that really did help. If you're feeling it burning during your saltwater soak, that means you used too much salt, and you want to go easier on your sea salt when you put it into your shot glass with your warm water. And again, my bump, I mean, y'all wouldn't believe how huge this bump was. You can't see it right now because it's completely gone. But this bump was huge, and it bled, and it was very uncomfortable, and it was so noticeable, and I was constantly getting customers asking me, what's wrong, what's wrong? My coworkers were asking me, my family was asking me. It's just some kind of scar. My piercer actually calls it a localized piercing pimple. It can come from bacteria. It can come from moving it around too much. If there's any kind of trauma that's happened to you, if it's been snagged in any certain way, it's actually just a bunch of skin cells, excuse me, that have kind of formed around your piercing to try to heal the wound. And because your piercing is in there, it has nowhere to go, so it forms beside it. That's what my piercer told me. It's pretty much what it is. I did try the tea tree oil for a couple of days, but the tea tree oil was so harsh to my skin around the nose ring, and it started scabbing up really bad, and so I stopped with the tea tree oil. I even tried to dilute it for, I think, half a day, and even that didn't help. It was really harsh to my skin, so I stopped with the tea tree oil. I went back to the sea salt soaks. But I did hear tea tree oil is good too. It is effective, but this is honestly what I did for about 4 to 5 days, and it helped. It completely went away. The important thing is to not stop until you see that your bump is completely gone, because people think it's going down. I don't have to do it anymore. Continue to do it until your bump is completely gone, or it will come back. So that's what I did. Again, it went away in 4 to 5 days. Everything's fine. It doesn't hurt at all anymore. The bump is completely gone, if y'all can see that at all. And it feels great. No pain, no tenderness, no swelling, no nothing. So shout out to my piercer. You're amazing. I appreciate you. And if y'all have any questions, do not hesitate to drop a comment. Message me anything y'all want to do. I'm always available to answer any kind of questions. All right. See y'all later. Bye.